at his feet,
Yeah.
besought him with tears
Yeah.
to put away the mischief of Haman the Haggites and his device that he had devised against the Jews.
Come on.
Then the king held out the golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther rose and stood before the king
Yeah.
and said, if it please the king,
If it pleased the king.
if I have found favor in his sight,
If I found favor in his sight.
and the things seem right before the king,
Yeah.
I be pleasing in his eyes,
And I be pleasing in his eyes.
let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman the son of Hammedatha.
This is what happened. She began to ask the king if she had found favor in his eyes. And if it pleased the king, that the letter be reversed, because remember, Haman had gone to the king in the 3rd chapter and asked that a decree go out that these people should be killed that had a law different from all the people. Isn't that right? So therefore, because Haman was dead, the king, see, people don't understand a thing that happened with a king and with a ruler. When they made the decree that go on their mouth, a lot of things they didn't go back home.
Yes, sir.
They will seal these things with their ring.
Yes, sir.
Ain't that right? They wanted to be open. Even when David decided in his heart to kill Bathsheba's husband, who was who? Uriah
the Hittite.
Thank you. Got no hints. It was all Justin. When he sent the letter back by the captain of the guard, he sealed it with his ring to let them know of a surety that was his word. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
See, a lot of time when the king gave out the decree, they didn't back off of what they said. Even with Daniel, we talked about it. When they came and tricked the king, he didn't back off his word. His word had already been written, it had been given out. When they even came to Pilate, when he came down to Jesus in the 19th chapter, 19th verse of the book of John, the Bible said there was a description read. It was written in Latin, Hebrew, and Greek. And they said, beheld him King of the Jews. And when the Pharisees came, they told Pilate, they said, don't write King of the Jews. Said, right, he said it.
Yeah.
Pilate said, but what I written? He said, I written.
That's right.
Listen to the book.
Verse 5, and it said, if it please the king,
If it pleased the king.
and if I found favor in his sight,
Yeah.
and the things seem right before the king,
Yeah.
and I be pleasing in his eyes,
Uh-huh.
let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman,
Come on.
the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews which are in all the king's provinces.
Come on.
How can I endure to see the evil that shall come unto my people?
Come on.
Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred? Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther the queen and to Mordecai the Jew, behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and him they have hanged upon the gallows, because he laid his hands upon the Jews.
Come on.
Write ye also for the Jews,
Yeah.
as it like you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring.
Yeah.
For the writing which is written in the king's name, and sealed with the king's ring,
Yeah.
may no man reverse.
You hear that? No man can reverse it. Come on.
Then were the king's scribe called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month Savan, on the 23rd day thereon.
Yeah.
And it was written according to
That's
all
the
that
conclusion to the matter. I want y'all to pay attention. Come on.
and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews,
Yeah.
and to the lieutenants and the deputies and rulers of the province which are from India unto Ethiopia,
How many was it?
and 127 provinces.
Come on.
Unto every province according to the writing thereof.
According to what?
According to the writing thereof.
Come on.
And unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing.
You hear that? He had 120-something provinces from India all the way to Ethiopia. So everybody didn't speak the same language. They had like the Bible, the first thing been interpreted. Isn't that right? He had to write in everybody else's language. There was interpretation made then. They had to understand it. Come on.
And to the Jews according to their writing,
Yeah.
and according to their language. And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name,
What is that?
and sealed it with the king's ring, and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent letters by post on horseback, and riders on mules, camels, and young dromedary, wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city to gather themselves together,
Come on.
and to stand for their life, to destroy, to slay, and to cause to perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them, both little ones and women, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
Hold what you got right now. You pick me back verse 9. The king letter came in and let our people know y'all can fight. You can kill anybody that come up against you. Anywhere, whether small or strong. Anywhere, whether women, whoever, and we could take their spoil.
Yes, sir.
A day was set for this. Pick it right at chapter 9, Brother DeBow. Listen to the book.
Now in the
And you home there, Luke 169. Come
Yes,
on.
sir.
now in the 12th month, that is the month of Adar,
This is the month of Adar.
on the 13th day of the same,
On the 13th day of the same.
when the king's commandment and his decree drew near to be put in execution, in the day that the enemies of the Jews hoped to have power over them.
You see that? So there was a point when Haman had gone and given the king these letters and this power to go in and to take this people down that had one law. It was to be done in the month of Adar, which is our 12th month. Isn't that right? Listen what happened.
Though it was turned to the contrary, that the Jews had rule over them that hated them.
You see how God worked? What they thought they had rule over us in the month of Adar on the 13th day, it would turn contrary. We got rule over them. Listen.
The Jews gathered themselves together in their cities throughout all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus to lay hand on such as sought their hurt.
Come on.
And no man could withstand them.
And no man could withstand them. Come on.
For the fear of them fell upon all people, and all the rulers of the provinces, and the lieutenants, and the deputies, and officers of the king helped the Jews, because the fear of Mordecai fell upon them.
Listen.
For Mordecai was great in the king's house, and his fame went out throughout all the provinces. For this man Mordecai waxed greater and greater.
Listen what happened.
Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword, and slaughter and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them.
Come on.
And in Shushan, the palace, the Jews slew and destroyed 500 men. And Parshandatha, and Dalphon, and Aspatha, and Poratha, and Adalia, and Aridatha, and Parmashta, and Arisai, and Aridan, and Vajezatha, the 10 sons of Haman, the sons of Hammedatha, the enemy of the Jews, slew they, but on the spoil laid they not their hand.
They didn't take the spoil. Come on.
On that day, the number of those that were slain in Shushan the palace was brought before the king. And the king said unto Esther the queen, the Jews have slain and destroyed 500 men in Shushan the palace, and the 10 sons of Haman. What have they done in the rest of the king's provinces?
Come on.
Now, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee.
Come on.
Or what is thy request further? And it shall be done.
Come on.
Then Esther said, if it please the king, let it be granted to the Jews which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also according unto this day's decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows. And the king commanded it so to be done. And the decree was given at Shushan, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons.
Come on.
For the Jews that were in Shushan gathered themselves together on the 14th day also of the month Adar, and slew 300 men at Shushan. But on the prey they laid not their hand.
Come on.
But the other Jews that were in the king's provinces gathered themselves together and stood for their lives, and had rest from their enemies, and slew of their foes 75,000.
Yeah, 75,000 they slew when they had rest. Listen.
But they laid not their hands on the prey.
And he told her that we could take the spoil, yet the Jews laid their hand not on the prey. Listen.
On the 13th day of the month Adar, and on the 14th day of the same rested they, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. But the Jews that were at Shushan assembled together on the 13th day thereof, and on the 14th thereof, and on the 15th day of the same they rested, and made it a day of feasting and gladness.
Come on.
Therefore the Jews of the villages that dwelt in the unwalled towns made the 14th day of the month Adar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day, and of sending portions one to another.
Listen what happened.
And Mordecai wrote these things.
And Mordecai wrote these things.
And sent letters unto all Jews that were in all provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both nigh and far, to establish this among them.
That what?
That they should keep the 14th day of the month Adar, and the 15th day of the same yearly.
You hear that? Mordecai sent a letter to all the Jews that was in the province. Telling them they should keep this day. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
He sent a letter that they should keep this in the month of Adar. On the 14th day and the 15th day, and all that was in the providence. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Listen.
As the days wherein the Jews rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned unto them from sorrow to joy, and from mourning into a good day, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, and of sending portions one to another,
And who else?
and gifts to the poor. And the Jews undertook to do.
What you got? When they sent Paul out in the book of Galatians, the first chapter, when he went up the second chapter to see Paul, when Paul went up to see Peter, when they get in the right hand of fellowship, they told him to remember somebody. Y'all remember who it was?
The poor. He said, I was already forward to do it.
This Negro said, remember Mordecai. Oh, you thought Mordecai lived after that Paul came. He said, I was already forward to do that. Just to show you something, somebody, Minister